Alright, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is. We got the one, the only, we got West Coast living legend. We got OSCYI right here live on the line from Cali all the way to Canada, man. How are you doing this afternoon?
Man, DJ Moore, I'm good, bro. What's good with you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Hope everything's all well out in California, man. You know what I mean? 2021 isn't as bad as last year, but, unfortunately, it's still kicking our ass a little bit.
You know what, though? For some folks, man, 2020 was a good breakout year, you know what I'm saying? Through a lot of disasters, sometimes you get success stories and whatnot. So it's bad, but we're going to take that bad, make it good, though.
Hey, man, I most definitely agree with that. I noticed a lot of artists, man, they weren't really making that show money last year, but hopefully this year, man, that COVID-19 clears up and amazing artists like yourself can really get back to get back to doing shows, man.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I've been doing a lot of live shows, Facebook, Instagram, and stuff like that, and I'm starting to do some small secret location shows. But I'll definitely be glad when I can get back to touching the big crowds again and really get back to doing it how we used to do it pre-COVID. Because I do miss that. Like a lot of artists out there, I miss that. So I'll be glad we can get back to it.
And the one thing I gotta ask you, man, because I've been really wondering this. When I did the research for this interview, man, your career goes back to like the 90s, man. So I gotta ask you, man, what actually inspired you to actually get into the music industry initially?
Man, my pops did music. My pops played keyboard since he was 5, rest in peace. I used to be able to, and I think he seen it in me. He took me, from when I was preschool, kindergarten, he used to always take me to the lab with him. I had my first studio session, and he booked the session for me when I was 10 years old. So I always had a love of music, and my family, I have a musical family, we always had music around us. So before I even really had hip-hop and rap influences, I was just influenced by just music in general.
And I gotta ask you as well, man, what was your pops? Was he actually in hip-hop, or was he doing a different genre of music back then?
My pops was old school, I guess you want to say bebop and funk, you know what I mean? But he transitioned over into the hip hop, because hip hop ain't nothing but the old school music that preceded it. You know what I'm saying? So he had morphed into hip hop, but like James Brown was hip hop before hip hop had a name. My dad was on that type of funk, jazz, all that type of just with the music, you know.
And also as well, man, the one individual that I actually represent is actually a guy by the name of Catazone, and I know that you two are connected as well, man. I gotta know, man, how did yourself and Catazone actually get connected?
Well, as I used to, back in the early 2000s, I used to put my music out. How we used to do it, we would have CDs and promo flyers and things of that nature in smoke shops and liquor stores. And he was one of the artists that I would see that would have his stuff in liquor stores and smoke shops as I was putting my stuff in there. And we kind of had the same rotation. And along with other artists, he was one of the artists whose name I would always see. So after a while, we finally got to meet and got to do music. I got him on my last project, the outro of one of my last projects I did, Vallejo Rap OG. We dropped at the end of 2017. So we're going to do some more work coming up soon, too. So, he's just another one out there that's been putting that hustle down for a long time like me,
And I gotta say, man, Vallejo, California has some phenomenal hip-hop artists, man. And what I don't understand is, how some people really don't actually recognize some of the Vallejo artists, man. You know what I mean? People need to get up on game, because there's some phenomenal talent out in your area.
Well, you know what? With a lot of different areas, though, because there's so many different rappers and so many avenues and outlets, a lot of rappers will get lost in the sauce, even if they're, talented, non-talented, no matter what, you know what I mean? And a lot of our artists, that's the case with our artists, from Vallejo. But, it's also a matter of different artists got to go out there and find different ways to promote their music so other people start to hear of it, too. But, I feel like cream rises to the top. We're going to have some artists that don't get heard, but the artist is good, and the artists that put their promotion down well, they'll get heard. So that's the mission. Survival of the fittest,
And, man, I got to take you back to 1999 with this one, man. I actually read that you were actually set to release the album Welcome to My World, but unfortunately it didn't come out due to unforeseen incidences, man. I was wondering, can you tell us a bit more about that album, and do you actually plan on releasing that album, sometime soon?
No, I don't think that album's gonna come out. I might release a song or two off of it, but it was just some street things that happened to go down in that situation where my CEO happened to get caught up in some stuff. Fortunately, he came out of it on the, you know what I'm saying, on the good end of the whole situation. But due to him having to fight a case, and it took damn near a year and all other things that went with it, you know what I'm saying, that album really never seen light of the day. But I'm thankful for doing it because I had people on that album like Tupac's Outlaws. I had Be Legit, you know what I'm saying, San Quinn was on that album. There was a few other cats, though. It was a good popping album. I had Yuck Mouth on that album, too. And this was back in 99, so like I say, it was a good project, and I learned a lot about the business on the independent aspect and how, like, cats that was already out there and in the game, how they handled their business, and that helped to teach me how to handle my business, you know?
And especially as well, man, like, when you said the Outlaws were on that record, that was, like, 99 criteria, so you had pretty much almost every single member, probably, like, you know, obviously Hussein Fatal, God bless his soul, before he passed away. Even Muta, man.
No, I had Idi Amin and Castro, the Outlaws. Those are the two Outlaws I had on the song with me.
Okay, I gotta say, that's pretty dope, though, man. You know what I mean? Because I know Castro,
Yeah.
he doesn't really do music anymore. I think I want to say he ventured into being a doctor, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he does right now, but I know he's not doing the music right now. But that was a cool cat, man. Like I said, we had some extensive talks. He answered a lot of my Tupac questions, and he was just a cool dude, you know what I'm saying, beyond and outside of the music, you know what I'm saying, real cool cat. So, you know what I'm saying, big up to him. Idi Amin, I didn't get to meet him, but what we did was we did the song, and back then you couldn't email nobody the verse, so we had to actually fly the 2-inch reels to L.A. He did the song, and we flew him back to Atlanta to get mixed and mastered. But Castro was in the session with me, you know what I'm saying, and the first time we did the song, you know what I'm saying, after we did the song, we got the politic and link, you know what I'm saying, and vibe on that aspect. That's why I like back in the day when you used to could actually do songs and not email the verse and email it back. And I'm not knocking how technology is. I love to be able to email somebody the song, but I love it a lot more when I get to meet them and really do the song in person and really get the vibe with them. You get that different type of connection and energy, and that's what I got to get with him. And I got to ask him different stuff about Tupac that I knew wasn't no lie because I knew he knew it. And the thing was, he sit there and he really talked to me and really told me the real and really answered my questions, and that's one thing I'm never going to forget. And this was in 98, so this was a little bit after Tupac, you know what I'm saying, rest in peace, got killed. So, you know, big. That was big for me.
And when you said, because I remember reading as well that Be Legit was actually, like, you know, you did work with him, and you just mentioned he was on that record as well. And since it was around that time, like, were you actually in the studio with Be Legit? And if so, what was it like just being able to chop it up and work with him?
Man, I got to do songs with Be Legit on 2 occasions, and man, it's always cool, man. Be Legit is cool, man. You know what I'm saying? He's always professional about his work. You know what I'm saying? He always put a lot of good top shelf in the air. It's always good to work with that brother, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's underrated. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, he should get more props than he get. But that's like one of my favorite artists for how he mob on his track, you feel me? And he's one of the artists that ain't never had to change his style up through all these years, and it's still respected and it still slaps. So it was an honor to work with him on some shit.
I most definitely agree with you on that, man. Be Legit's one of my absolute favorites as well. Like, I had the opportunity to chop it up and interview him, man, but I could just imagine the feeling of being able to be in the studio with such a California hip hop legend like him, man. It must have been surreal.
Yeah, real true smooth cat, man.
And also, man, jumping ahead in the timeline a little bit to the year 2013, you actually released one of my personal favorite records by you, Cadillac Chronicles Volume 1. I was wondering, can you tell us a bit more about that project, and of course, where can our listeners purchase that today if it's still available on the internet?
Well, that was on my that was like 2010 to 2014. I did a DatPiff run. So if you go on DatPiff and just type in OSCYI in the search window, you'll find that on my page. And Cadillac Chronicles, that was just something I was just chronicling what was going on in the streets at that time, you know. And it was happening on my block, but what happens on my block, just like every other block, is going on at the same time. So it was just looking on the streets, and everything was going on the streets and in life at that time. So in Cadillac Chronicles, man, I'm glad you liked that one because I was one of the ones, man, from the beginning to the end, you know.
And one thing I gotta ask you as well, man, because I know, unfortunately, like, I hate to say this, man, because I love mixtapes, you know, especially as a DJ, I love that, but unfortunately, mixtapes is kind of like a dying breed. Like, what's your take on that? Do you wish mixtapes will come back, or do you think it should be just a thing of the past?
I mean, everything has its time, though. So you do something, and then, you know, it goes on, and it, you know what I'm saying, it transcends to the next, you know what I'm saying, what it's going to be. It's like 8 tracks to cassettes, you know what I'm saying, to CDs. now CDs is not really prevalent like they were. You know what I mean? Before everything changes, you just got to adapt with the time. You know. But the thing is, take advantage of what you have at the present time, because it's not always going to stay around. Only thing that stays the same is change. So you got to take advantage of what's going on now, and then be able to, you know what I'm saying, adapt to what's coming up next. But don't change yourself. You know what I mean? Stay you, but be able to adapt to what's going on, so that way you survive. You feel me?
And also, man, I noticed as well that you actually did some phenomenal work with an individual by the name of Willie Calloway on the track I Don't Dance. I was wondering, man, how did yourself and Willie get connected? And what was it like just working on that track with him?
Man, Willie Calloway, that's my people since we was kids, man. So just working on that track with him. It's like, you know, hooking up with your folks, you know what I'm saying? Put some of that top shelf in there and just laying one down. It's, you know what I'm saying? Good vibes. That's my people. So, you know. And I was one of them ones, too. And if I'm not mistaken, he produced that beat, too. So, you know, just man, we put it together. We recorded that in the dungeon, man, put it together, and it came out slapping.
And I gotta say as well, my personal opinion, man, that track right there deserves much more credit than what it's already getting, man, in my personal opinion. That beat is absolutely phenomenal. I'm telling you, man, that track is absolutely phenomenal. I gotta say, people shouldn't sleep on that. They should go out and get it today.
Yeah, that's some of that shit. A lot of shit. That's that Zoom life, man. Willie Calloway on to something with that Zoom life. He got the clothing line coming, too. So, yeah, people need to wake their game up and go fuck with it.
And also, when we're on the topic of clothing line, like you just brought up, I also noticed as well that you actually have your own clothing line called Stoner. I was wondering, what made you decide to start your own clothing line? And of course, where can our listeners purchase some of your products?
Well, actually, Stoner, that's one of the flagship brands of my clothing company, OSCYI Clothing Company. And it's one of the designs I got with other designs, but I also have a group called Stoner, and it's an acronym, you know what I'm saying, which stands for Spiritually Tuned on Natural Energy Resource. And all that means is everybody always thinks stoner is because of the weed, because if you follow me online and you know anything about the music, I do smoke a lot of weed, but stoner's not necessarily about, you know what I'm saying, the weed intake and nothing like that. It's about tuning in to what you have inside you, your natural gifts, and learning how to hone that and bring that out and use that to get whatever you want to get out of life, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't understand how to use their gifts, you know? A lot of people don't even understand what their gifts are, you know? So we actually put together a crew and we're working on that. And it's not like we preaching to a bunch of people. We got good music, but we giving them the music and we trying to have them think in the perspective of that, of taking what you got inside yourself, your unique gift that you was given when you were born, and learning how to use that to affect this world in a positive manner and to get what you want to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a good positive motivation type thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's the lane that we on with Stoner. But that's one of the brands of the Stoner. And like I said, the clothing line, OSCYI Clothing Co. I'm working on a website right now, but how everybody gets the clothes, they either see me on the block or they'll hit me, DM me on Instagram, or they DM me on Facebook or Twitter, and they go ahead and let me know what they want. I hook up the order, they go ahead and cash out, PayPal, and I'll send it on out. I'm working on a website. It should be up, you know what I'm saying, probably the end of this month, early next month, though. But until then, that's how I'm doing it. And anybody want to find me, you just go Google OSCYI, and then it'll pop up my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and then that way you can link me there. Go follow me. I'll follow you back. Go ahead and DM me. I definitely reply. So as far as right now, that's the clothing, and now you get the clothing. You go ahead and DM me. I send them pictures of what I got, or sometimes you can custom make up your own stuff, and that's how I like to do it too. I like to custom make up people's stuff so they have stuff other people don't have. But when they hit me up, we like I said, custom make something or make up something that I have in the catalog already. I go ahead and press it up. You know what I'm saying? They go ahead and cash out, PayPal, and then I send it to them. So, you know, but the clothing, I had did it before, but I'm just really getting back into it. That's why I'm still setting up stuff. But it was in such demand now, I had to start really getting the clothes off before I had the clothes, you know, seeing the website and everything set up. But we're setting everything up. And like I said, next month it'll be set up. Anybody want the clothing, like I said, all they got to do is go ahead and Google OSCYI. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and follow me on those social media platforms. Go ahead and DM me, and we set up an order and do it like that.
And also, man, I saw as well that on your Facebook page, you actually posted on January 27th about limited edition Golden State Stoner hoodies, man. Well, I gotta say, they look crispy as fuck, in my personal opinion. I gotta ask you, man, like, how many of those do you have left? And of course, how much do they go for? And if our listeners are listening and they want to snag themselves a hoodie, you know what I mean? Like obviously you said to hit you up, but how much do they go for, and how many do you currently have left?
For those gone right now, they went in January, you feel me? I did that the first month. I got two little gold state stomach, you know what I'm saying, care package coming. You can go ahead and post that on your social media outlets when you get that coming too, though. But I also do different, like, little exclusives that I run for a month. And those that's already tuned into the brand and how I do it, they'll go ahead and hit those up and get those, you feel me? And I only drop those maybe like once a month, you know what I'm saying, every year. You know what I'm saying? I'll do it like maybe 3 times or something like that. But I like to do stuff where I know some of my followers who stay in tune with me, they'll go ahead and get that and other people don't have it, you know? But I'll do another one maybe like when I got the next project dropping, which would be like June. When I go ahead and do the summer line, I'll probably do another Golden State or just do something else exclusive, you know what I mean? So that's what I say. I always tell people, just stay in line and stay tuned. You're going to see the fresh exclusive stuff that comes. Yeah, that Golden State was real crispy, but watch the next exclusive I got. It's going to be crispier than that. Watch.
And also, your latest EP is actually titled Mixtape Mayor. I was wondering, can you tell us a bit more about that amazing project? And of course, where can we snag ourselves some copies today?
OSCYI Mixtape Mayor, you can go on any streaming platform and you can go ahead and get that. That was kind of just an EP I just dropped real quick because the end of the year was coming up. I think I put that out like September, the end of September. I don't think I got the mechanics to produce a track, and I got a song with 4 racks on there. Other than that, I think it's just me to the face. And I got the track with the mechanics produced one. I got a DJ Payne one, and I think Epic, the Don, and PK did production on the project. So it's a banging EP. And I tell people, man, it's on Spotify, YouTube, Tidal, Apple Music. Go to all them streaming platforms. You can check it out. How you spell my name is OSCYI, OSCYI Mixtape Mayor. And then once you hit that, like I say, check out all the other projects I got. And go to my Spotify, look for me on Tidal, Apple Music, Rhapsody, all the streaming platforms. I got music everywhere.
And the one thing I gotta ask you, man, because we have a lot of old school listeners that really do still love that compact disc format. Do you have any hard copies for the old school listeners that really do still want to purchase CDs?
Yeah, sometime I do, and we'll have those on the website. I'm even going back to like some of my old projects from 2001 up until now, and maybe even some of the projects I released on DatPiff. I have actual physical copies, and they'll be able to go to the website. So there's a lot of stuff we're going to have on the website, so I'm telling people stay on the lookout for that, and they'll be coming real soon.
But I gotta ask you, OSCYI, like, what is next for you, man? Because I know you got such a long, lengthy career. Because I know I probably didn't get everything today, but if there is anything else I missed, anything else you still want to talk about or promote, what was have you here live on the Canadian airwaves? You know what I mean? If you can, let us know.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what though, you real extensive on your game, man. You did your research and your homework, man. I really appreciate that too. But I want your listeners out there in Canada, man, tune in on some of my music and check me out. If they want to do any collabs or whatnot, like I said, go ahead and follow me on social media and DM me, man. Go ahead and network. Let's put it together. What I got coming for the end of the year, we got some strains coming. You know what I'm saying? In conjunction with my folks, Martin Farms. You feel me? We finna put it together and got some stuff coming out, so you be on the lookout for that. And that's gonna be in the States. You know what I'm saying? I also got a webisode that's coming. I'm not really talking too much about it because I don't want to expose too much, but it'll be out the end of the year. And I got an audio book coming too. So besides the clothing, the music, and that top shelf, I'm doing a webisode and an audio book. So for now, that's what I got coming in the webisode and the audio book. Those will be out towards the end of the year too.
But also, OSCYI, this is the time in the interview, right quick, that I give a chance for the individual that slides into the radio station airwaves. Just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to. But most of all, man, your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated on everything OSCYI if they're not already doing so.
That's what's up. I'm going to give a shout out, man. Give a shout out to all my stoner camp, man. Be the Ace was good. Mac P was good. You know, all my stoner camp. I want to give a shout out to y'all. I want to make sure y'all be on the lookout for that special flower that we got coming from Martin Farms. You feel what I'm saying? Be on the lookout for all that. If you indulge in that top shelf, man, why else would you go anywhere but the best? And that's what's coming, man. So I tell people be on the lookout for that. Just be on the lookout for all this music we got coming. OSCYIClothingco.com. You're going to go check that out. That's coming real, real soon. You know what I'm saying? I want to shout that out. That, like I said, that website will be up next month. Go check that out. And just be on the lookout for the music. Just Google OSCYI and follow those social media platforms. OSCYI_MT_Mayor on Facebook. Just at OSCYI on Instagram. Same thing on Twitter. Just to do is Google me and then follow me on social media. That's going to tell you everything that's going on with me.
Hey, man, it sounds like 2021 is
First
definitely an
interview on
eventful
Canada
year.
Radio, too, man.
Pardon, sorry, what's that?
I said, this is my first interview on Canada Radio, too, man.
Hey, man, I can promise you as well, man, it ain't gonna be your last, man, because you're always welcome
Already
back on
know it.
Outlaw Radio.
Right on.
But I gotta say, OSCYI, first and foremost, man, thank you so much again for taking a little bit of your time this afternoon and coming on 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM. It was an honor and most definitely a privilege, man. We most definitely shall talk soon. But for now, man, have yourself a wonderful day.
Right on, DJ Immortal. Thank you for having me, bro.
You're most certainly welcome. Thank you.